Our next inductee is considered a pioneer in wakeboarding, which is considered one of the world's fastest growing water sports.
It's a water skiing. Of course, these guys have taken it to a whole different level. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Kovak.
I was born in Dunnville, and just outside of Dunnville, my dad loved to water ski, started a water ski club there. So every summer we would camp at Sunnybank Park on the river there. And over time, it took a few years, but by the time I was 4, I was on the water and skiing every day with my dad. And it got to a point where we progressed, got more competitive. I was on the water all day, every day. It was 7 days a week. I started off with water skiing. By the time I was like 14, I was on the Canadian junior team and then progressed to the Canadian team. And then when I was 18 years old, that's when wakeboarding really was invented and they put on the pro tour. And I fell in love with it. I immediately, I love doing acrobatics and anything I do. I love diving boards, trampoline. I love just being upside down. And I fell in love with it. And because the sport took off so fast, I ended up quitting with the water skiing aspect of it, and I just focused on the wakeboarding. So
he was a phenomenal water skier and everything, but when wakeboarding came onto the scene, he was one of the pioneers. He was the guy who helped put the sport on the map and actually, turned it into what it is today.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's just pretty much good at anything he picks up.
Jeremy Kovak had a stellar career on the professional circuit and was responsible for the Maple Leaf flying highest at competitions around the world. He posted more than 30 wins on the Pro Tour. Jeremy became the first Canadian to win a world wakeboard title in 1993.
We trained with the same people, but we weren't really in the same circle of people. However, my dad was just blown away by what I thought is this kid. And my dad was just mesmerized by him. He was like, oh my gosh, this guy is such a natural athlete. You see him, he does trick skiing and he does slalom skiing and he does jumping, and now he's doing this new thing called wakeboarding. He's like, I've never seen an athlete like this. And he used to talk about him.
When I went to the first tour stop, I'll never forget it, walking through the gates with my skis and seeing all the people that I grew up idolizing and have posters of and worshipped. And it was just, that was the crazy thing to get my head wrapped around. It's like, I'm not just following him anymore on TV, and I'm not following him, watching him. I'm now there. I would like to say I speak for any athlete. There is no better feeling than the first time you win a big event. And on the Pro Tour, I'll never forget the first time that I won my first event, and it was like a dream come true.
He did it again in 1997, when he also won the World Cup crown and the World Championship. 1997 was indeed a great year for our inductee. He also triumphed at the X Games and the World Extreme Cup.
His approach always was, the first thing was always to have fun.
Well, I think that he's given an awful lot to the sport. He's given an awful lot to the enjoyment of the spectators.
Jeremy Kovak out of Canada, 23 years old. He came in definitely aimed for gold.
Jeremy Kovak has been extremely focused all contest. I talked to him right before the run. He says he's going to go out there and do it, and it looks like he is right now.
I've been standing at the edge of the water long as I can remember.
I would say when I was about 9 years old, that's when I kind of made the decision and say, you know what, you're rolling the dice, but I'm going to give it all I've got and see what happens.
He's really starting off strong here.
I got to tell you, seeing Kovak here in the first of 2 runs, which every rider gets, another blind landing.
Wow, big toe side 7. That was sick.
And if there could be an award for somebody who is a kind and gentle and loving friend, husband, and father, he'd be getting a Lifetime Achievement Award for that too.
A member of the 2017 class for the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame, Jeremy Kovak.
The wind of my sail on the sea stays behind me. One day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far